Hey everyone, what I would like to do in this video is show you this car FM transmitter, dual USB charger, hands-free kit, car MP3 player. Wow. Now these things are actually quite good. If your car doesn't have Bluetooth, you can use this to transmit the signal from your phone, from a flash drive, from a micro SD card, and send music or answer calls, etc. via the radio system. So it connects to a preset station which you can adjust. Like all the ones that I've reviewed before, I have reviewed many FM transmitters before, and all the ones that you see on Amazon and eBay, this one is, well, it's generic. It's OEM, and what that means is this is being sold and branded under many different names. Now, the one that I've got here is available on Amazon UK, and the name is TVIRD. I don't know what that means. Yeah, so it's got some more of the features there listed. Now, let's see where it, okay. Oh, it's falling about. So there's the brand name there, TVIRD. But as I said, you will see this being sold under many different names, many different brands. And yeah, pick the one that's cheapest. So features here: transmit the music from your micro SD card or your flash drive to your car stereo via the FM signal. Transmit the music of your smart device or car stereo via FM signal. Transmit music to car stereo via a 3.5mm auxiliary port. That's quite useful as well. Answer your phone calls during driving. 3 USB ports. One is so that you can read music. The other two are for charging. So what I'd like to do in this video is, test it out. I'll test the performance of the USB drive, and I'll just, show you guys how it all works. So in the box, you'll find a manual, a little user guide here, which you will be referring to. I certainly will be, so that I can explain how it all works. And then you've got the FM transmitter. Now you'll see this in the car, but depending on where your cigarette lighter is, this could be either in a good position or a bad position. The good thing about this one, and many like this, is that it's got this kind of, I guess we call it a turtleneck, where you can bend it around, etc. Now, it doesn't show you there, but you can see here that it does have quick charge 3.0 for this USB port and 2.4 amps for the other USB port. I will test this just to make sure that you are going to get good speeds with this. Nothing else in the base there. The rest of it is just the the connection to your car, to the cigarette lighter. You've got a 3.5mm auxiliary port. Now, unfortunately, they don't actually provide a cable in the box. That's a little bit annoying because most of the FM transmitters that I've reviewed, which do offer a 3.5mm jack here so that you can connect directly to your phone, most of the ones that I've tested throw it in. They throw in a cable so that you can test it for yourself, but they don't have it here. Around the other side here, they have a micro SD card slot, and you've got a USB flash drive. Now, I've stuck a couple of albums on here, which I'll be able to navigate and show you how it works, but I won't be able to actually play the music for you because YouTube's copyright system is insanely aggressive. I will play some songs from YouTube through it though. So yeah, USB and the USB drive and the micro SD card slot on this side, on the right hand side. And again, this one is just for reading music, it's not for charging. The one for charging your phone or two phones is at the base. And then you've got your headphone jack there. Here, well, you've got a dial. You can use this for navigating, channel up and down, left and right. That's all there is to it. Okay, so enough chat. I'm going to go out to the car. I'm going to use the manual and figure this out, and then I'm going to show you guys how it all works. So I am now in my car, and I do apologise if at any point the camera goes a little bit funny. It's because, well, I'll be doing some things, well, most things here one-handed. So before I turn on my car here, what I just want to quickly show you is this. So this is it turning on, right? So my car engine isn't on yet. I haven't put the ignition on. Now this is significant, and it's something always worth noting, is that many cars like mine will allow you to use the cigarette lighter even if it isn't turned on. I've had other cars in the past that didn't allow me to do that, and basically you had to keep the ignition on, which, there's kind of pros and cons, because having that always on, like this car does, is sometimes beneficial. For example, if I'm pumping my tyres, I don't need to turn on the engine. But it can be detrimental as well. You need to be careful of the fact that anything that's plugged into this will drain your battery. So if you have a car like mine, which, you know, keeps this turned on at all times, then be careful about this, and always remember before you go out to take it out. Okay, so something worth noting. So at this point, what I want to do is turn on, I'll just put the ignition on, and I'll turn on the system here. Yeah, okay. So right away, what you can see is I've stored a station at 87.5. So that's 87.5 megahertz. That's the FM station, and you can see down here it's at 87.5. If I get the glare out. Now you can change that at any point. You can change it up or down. You can hear, maybe hear a little bit kind of background noise now from that. I've chosen 87.5, and when it's broadcasting on that frequency, it will go to my car. It could be different wherever you are. What I think most people will do is go to the top end or the bottom end of the range. So this goes from 108 all the way down to 87.5. So, you know, 87.5 to 108, you can pick any preset you want. It goes up in increments of 0.1, and at any point you can change it. But I don't have any stations around here at 87.5, which is why I'm storing it at that preset. So before I connect with Bluetooth, etc., what I want to do is show you how this works with USB. So again, one-handed.
USB audio mode.
I'm going to turn the volume down just now, but I want to keep it playing just to show you how this works. So I don't have an SD card at 32 gigabytes which I can use. I only had a 64 gigabytes card, and this does say that it only supports up to 32 gigabytes. Well, it does say so somewhere. Now here you can see you can skip tracks easy, very easily. And in the background, you know, if I had the volume up, you would be listening to that. Now the problem with playing through a flash drive or playing through the SD card with all of these FM transmitters is that it's very limited the way it works. You can't like skip through albums, you can't shuffle, you can't do anything like that. You really are at mercy at just going up and down one track at a time. But, you know, it's still there. That functionality is there if you want it. So yeah, it does work, no problems there. So I'll turn the volume back up now. And what I'm going to do now is try the auxiliary cable. Now, as I pointed out before, this isn't actually provided. This is my own cable. So what I was trying to do there was show you the auxiliary cable, but what I did notice is that my Bluetooth is still turned on. So I'm going to turn my Bluetooth off.
Disconnected.
Bluetooth is disconnected, and what I'm going to do now is connect up the auxiliary port. So now you can see that the music from my phone is going through the speakers in my car. Now there's a few things to note here as, I'll turn that down a little bit. A few things to note. When you connect using this auxiliary cable, it's quite flexible. You can connect this to an MP3 player. It's very easy to, you know, pass the cable to a friend if they want to play music. But everything has to be controlled via your phone. These, you know, left and right, nothing here is going to work. You can change the overall volume that's been sent, but yeah, nothing there will work. That's because everything has to come from the phone. Again, it's kind of similar to the, you know, the flash drive. The flash drive, you're kind of limited by the fact that these controls just allow you to go up and down one at a time. But with the auxiliary cable, it does work well, but you can't, you know, you lose all the functionality from the actual FM transmitter, and you have to use all the controls on your MP3 player, your phone, or whatever. If I take this out, what I'm going to do now is connect Bluetooth. So I don't know, did you guys hear that? I'll turn that off and back on again.
Disconnected. Bluetooth connected.
So that is a lovely lady you'll hear whenever you connect your phone. It's very easy to connect your phone. You'll see it come under FM 34 for me. Now here I've got copyright free music. You can see it's playing again, but here if I try and get the phone and the controls in the one shot, you can see now I can play and pause. I've got control over the volume, and I can also skip tracks. Now, as I said, I'm showing you YouTube just now. I'm showing you free music on YouTube just now because of YouTube's aggressive music stance. You play like 3 seconds of a song and the person who wrote that song gets 100% of your money. So I kind of need to avoid showing you any music like that. But you know, this connects to Amazon, it connects to Spotify. Whatever you do through your phone, as far as playing, pausing, left and right, all of that functionality is available through here. It works really well. Now, you know, essentially this is play, pause, but it's also answer calls and close calls. The channel here, be sure not to touch these when you're using it because, as I said, these always control the preset. It's quite useful that these are always here because you can change to a preset. If you're driving in the countryside and then a radio pops up on a station that was, you know, the same station that you had programmed it to, you can quickly change it. But at the same time, a little bit annoying as well, because when you're trying to control your music, if you hit this, you will change to a preset which isn't, you know, connected to your car. So be wary of that. I mean, it's not a design flaw in any shape or form. It's quite useful that it's there, but when you're controlling music, remember, play, pause, twist it for volume, and then left and right for changing tracks. Now, one thing I do want to show you, if I can do it, is making a call. Now, obviously, I don't want to show you any phone numbers or anything like that, but you should. If I'd phoned my bank earlier, the first comes up.
Thank you for calling customer services. Your complaints manager.
So, no problem at all there. It connects okay. I did a quick phone call with a friend and the microphone seems okay. So, I don't think there's any problems with the microphone. You know, the quality of the microphone does vary a little bit between FM transmitters. It's never going to be as good as a microphone on your phone or perhaps in your car, but it's certainly okay for, you know, taking calls when you're driving. And it's a safe way to do it as well, because when you're driving, you can just answer a call like that or stop it like that. It does work very well. Now, one thing I haven't talked about yet, well, one part is, before I show you the charging ports, I want to show you the design, just the design in general. Now, it's not really a criticism of this. In my last car, the problem that I had with an FM transmitter that had a turtleneck, a long neck here, the problem that I had in my last car was that it was right next to the handbrake. Now, this has got an electric handbrake here, so there's no problems there. But you can see this closes down. And yeah, it really isn't designed. The way that my cigarette lighter is positioned, I kind of need to turn it to the side, but it's not too bad because I've got the turtleneck. I can spin it there, and if anyone had to use it, they can go round there. Yeah, it's not too bad. So if I can, it's hard for me to show you this, but there are the charging ports. So what I'm going to do now is connect up my phone and charge it. And what I want to do is show you what kind of transfer rate you're going to get when you use these ports. Because as I said, a lot of FM transmitters, they say that you get 2.4 amps and they don't send you anything close to that. So yeah, let's try that. So I've positioned the FM transmitter at the other side just to make it easier to show you what's going on here. And if you go down, this isn't the quick charge port. You can see the quick charge port is actually empty. And here, it's jumping around a little bit, but you can see it's going way up to 1.7 amps there. So that seems quite good, 1.77 amps. This isn't the quick charge port. So yeah, so far I'd say that the second port, the one that says 2.4 amps, it does seem to live up to what it's saying. It does seem to offer 2.4 amps. That does seem quite good. What I'm going to do now is put it into Quick Charge 3.0. This is the fast USB port, and of course, to get the optimal speeds in a port like this, you do need a phone that does support that. Mine does. And here's hoping this is good. So you can see that the amps are jumping around a little bit, but it's steadying off at about 2.6, 2.7 amps. That is very, very good. That's very good. That is Quick Charge 3.0. So both USB ports here seem to be doing what they said they would do. Both ports, if I can get this off, the 2.4 amp one was giving me about 1.77 or so. This one was giving me 2.67 or so. Yeah, really good. You need a phone with Quick Charge 3.0 to get the higher speeds here. Now, my guess here is that whilst you can charge two phones at the same time, you can see here that there is a limitation of 3 amps. So if you're charging two phones, you'd maybe only get 1 or 1.5 amps each phone. But, you know, this is a restriction that most FM transmitters get, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. You know, this is without doubt a first impressions video. I haven't been driving about with this for hours. You know, these things are quite basic in many respects, and you know, sometimes you can't turn off this screen, which is annoying sometimes. But yeah, overall, first impressions, very positive. This connects very quickly. It works with the auxiliary cable. I haven't tested the micro SD card, but a flash drive did work. There was no problems there. When it's connected to my phone, I can control music very, very easily. As far as this goes, if you have a new car, you don't need this. You don't need this at all, because your car will have Bluetooth. You'll be able to connect, you'll be able to play music through your car, you'll be able to do calls, etc. But if you've got an older car like me, my car has Bluetooth in regards to it allows me to do calls, etc. But it doesn't allow me to play music. And this is going to give me not only 2 charging ports, both of which are actually very quick, but it's also going to allow me to play music, play podcasts, play videos, play whatever I want. Calls seem quite good, the microphone seems quite good, and yeah, I've reviewed quite a few of these, and if you go back to a few of my older reviews of FM transmitters, you will see that I've actually complained about a lot of them, you know, as far as the charging ports aren't fast enough, etc. But this one seems to tick all boxes. So yeah, seems like a really good one. Very easy to recommend given the price. You will see this branded under many different names, but yeah, very impressed. If you get any questions about this, please do leave a comment below. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. Apologies for me bouncing around with the camera, but doing this one-handed and connecting everything can be a pain. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Very easy to recommend this, and I'll speak to you all, guys. Speak to you all. If I can speak, I will speak to you all in the next one. Till next time, guys, take care.